Hey guys, what's up? 𝗬𝗓𝗧𝗛 from the Forex Trading Lines. How are you guys doing? Leave a comment down below. Smash like if you enjoy my videos. Anyway, today we're looking at 1 minute scalping strategy, how you go about and do it. If you want to see me trade live, make sure to leave a comment and tell me that. I'll make sure that happens and I'm going to show you my strategies live. Anyway, for now we're going to do just, a theory. Let's say we're going to have a look at what strategies I would use and how would I enter on the 1 minute time frame. So this strategy you can use, even today from the Forex. It's not very hard, it's very easy, but you can do it and make some profits, especially if you trade binary options. You can use this technique as well for Forex or binary options and, make some money. Anyway, Euro USD. So what do we have over here? We first identify, areas of sensitivity. I have already identified multiple areas of sensitivity. This is because I trade Forex on the long-term basis. So I have, my big areas of sensitivity. This is on a daily time frame. But generally, let's have a look on the hourly. This is what you would look for. This is your high time frame. Let's say 1 hourly for scalping is quite high time frame, so that's what you would look for. You would mark for, let's say, a zone, an area of sensitivity, which is somewhere around here, as you can see in here. Area of sensitivity, a lot of movement. Right, so what do we do? When would we enter a trade? So we would see something like this. Maybe even let's use the replay tool. Let's say it would go right here, right? We don't know this is an area of sensitivity yet because there's not a lot of movement. So we would look for an hourly first. This is not 1 minute yet, but we would have some sort of consolidation. This consolidation then will tell us that there's a lot of pressure, basically buyers and sellers fighting against each other. So what do we do then? We go into the 5 minute time frame. We go into the 5 minute time frame and let's see. So we can see everything more clearly on the 5 minute time frame. As you can see, this movement over here. So what do we do? Where do we enter our trade? Well, let's wait. We need to wait for a bearish or a bullish engulfing candle. What I mean by that, a bullish engulfing candle, basically shooting towards the upside, having a pullback, and then shooting again for the Euro USD, a nice up trade. Or vice versa, a nice bearish candle, red candle towards the downside, have a pullback of some sort, and boom, a fall back. So that's what we're waiting for, but let's replay and see what happens. So we go in, we still don't enter, as you can see, it's fluctuating, and we wait, we don't enter. So as you can see, we see this bullish engulfing candle over here, but we see this wick as well. This wick tells us that there's a lot of sellers in this area as well, and the next candle, as you can see, it was a bearish engulfing candle pushing to the market, but it's still playing around in the 1 hourly sensitivity zone. It's not just somewhere around here, outside this green rectangle. So we need to wait. This is not a confirmation. It's still playing around in the area of sensitivity, and a bearish engulfing candle or a bullish engulfing candle is not a confirmation on the 5 minute time frame. So we need to wait. If we're good scalpers, we need to wait. That's all scalping is. You need to wait for the right moment. We enter the trade, we leave the trade within 10 to 15 minutes or something. That's what scalping is, and you really need to watch the charts if you want to be a good scalper. So please make sure to do that. We're playing, don't know, we're waiting, as you can see, we're still waiting. A lot of movement, we always wait. That's what good scalpers do. They wait for the perfect opportunity. You don't just scalp to randomly to try to make money. That's not how scalping works, unfortunately. This is Forex trading. It takes patience. Patience is the #1 thing in Forex that makes you rich. So let's wait. We're waiting. You can see it kind of went out, but look, we can see this areas 1 2 3 4 5, all of these areas. Let me just mark it for you guys real quick with this rectangle. As you can see, these areas is still an area of sensitivity, right? So we don't enter yet. We wait, we still wait, and boom, once we get this candle over here, as you can see, this red candle, this is where we would enter our trade for a scalp. Literally, this is where we would enter. We would enter short after this candle over here. We could wait for a pullback. As you can see, there was a little pullback, so depending on how patient you are, you would enter maybe here or maybe just here. you know, because that's really patience. That's you, if you've been waiting for long enough. Some people are not patient enough and just enter on a break, which could happen, but I would wait for a pullback. So we would enter somewhere around, let's say, this zone. Maybe I missed, you know, the higher the high of the, you know, wick, but maybe somewhere in the middle, I would say, is fair to say. Then we would enter, you know, stop loss. Even I don't think you need a stop loss for, you know, scalping trades. You just need to, you know, look for the fxstreet.com. What this is like economic calendar. You know, you need to know what's happening in the news, because you don't want to place trades that are gonna be very volatile. You know, there's some news events gonna come up and gonna push the market to the upside, let's say randomly, and then if you don't have a stop loss, you could be losing a lot of money. So that's not what you want. But generally, once you're scalping, you just want to, you know, have a look at your trade. So I would have, you know, if you really want to enter, you know, a trade with a scalp, you know, and have a stop loss, maybe have, you know, 5 pips or something, you know, that's the maximum I would do. But, you know, the reward would be like 10 to 15 pips. That's a good scalp, I believe. So even, you know, a couple of pips is a good scalp. As long as it's in profit and you're happy, you know, you can close off, it's always a good scalp. But I'm just talking about risk to reward. That's what you ideally want. So let's say we would enter here and look what the market does. Boom, it goes down, and you could keep the trade running. You could keep the trade running, and look, that's literally 25 pips within, you know, 30 minutes time. You then you know, you see maybe this candle over here, maybe you wait and you see this bullish engulfing candle, as you can see, this green candle over here. Maybe you then close off, because maybe then you think, okay, I pushed enough, you know, it was here, now it's market's reclining, you know, and looks what's happening. So you close off for, you know, 14 pip profit, and that's good. You know, it's a risk to reward ratio 2.84, which is ideal, pretty much nearly 3-to-1 risk to reward, and that's what you would like, you know, that's what you would do. And you wait for these moments like this, and then you can wait again. Let's have a look. So this is the 1 hourly time frame. We can see this break over here. This is where we made money, and you can see, look, again, another consolidation is happening. I haven't marked it with green yet, but there we go. Look, another consolidation is happening. What are we waiting for now? What are we waiting for? We're waiting for the same thing. Look, we don't straight away think it's a consolidation, because look, the first 3 candles, as you can see, it's like going down. We don't know whether it's consolidation. In the middle here, I would say it's a consolidation. So look what I mean. Let's go to the replay. There we go, right? It's a consolidation on the 1 hourly. We can confirm this, right? So we know that in this zone, if it goes lower than this zone and closes, it's going to be a nice, you know, trade. So what do? We go back to the 5 minute to 1 minute, you know, whatever you like, guys, whatever you like. Honestly, it's scalping, you know, 1 minute to 5 minute, not much difference, but the technique is there. So let's see, you know, well, let's see what's going on. So right, we have this pure consolidation area of 5 minutes. So what do? We play. Look, we're waiting, the market's waiting. And that's what you do with, you know, when you're a scalper trader. You don't just enter on random trades, because, you know, on 5 minutes, 1 minute, you know, 1 minute is even more difficult, to be fair. I'm showing you on the 5 minute time frame because it makes just a little bit more sense, but you can even go on the 1 minute time frame to get a better entry. You know, sometimes, you know, on the 5 minutes it takes time. On the 1 minute time frame you come in, it's even a better entry, so you can learn the same thing. But when scalping, you use 1 minute, 5 minute and 1 hourly time frames to, you know, identify whatever you need to identify. Basically, on 1 hourly you identify the area of sensitivity and whether it's consolidated. When it's consolidating, you go back to the 5 minute to 1 minute and see what's going on. So currently we are waiting. We're waiting. Look, it's kind of bouncing back of our 200 moving average line, bouncing back, and look what's happening. It broke out, but we know that this was the lowest low, right? This was the lower low, as you can see on the 5 minute time frame. So it broke out the consolidation. So this is where we get ready. When we see something like this, you know, as you can see, these 3 candles over here. Red candle, and then after this green, right? So we see this area. Let me just mark it so you guys can see a little bit better. Let me maybe change color. There we go. Once we see something like this, we know that there is selling pressure, right? There is selling pressure. It broke out the previous area of sensitivity, right? It played for a while. Now it broke out. So what's going on? We're waiting. We see a pullback towards the previous area of sensitivity, which usually happens after a push. There's always an exhaustion back. And look, another push. Once we see this bearish engulfing candle, it's pretty much a good trade towards the downside, but we do know that the lowest low was around here, so we would enter here, you know, have a stop loss just above this previous high, so 5 pips yet again. And you know, you kind of drop it, you know, hold it. As you can see, 8 pips till the lowest low, pretty much the same area. Okay, maybe 6 pips, okay, same area. So maybe risk to reward 1-to-1 basically, but then we're waiting, we're holding the trade. As you can see, it's messing about. Once we see a pullback, it pulls back to the previous lower low, then it pulls back to the previous lower high, lower low, lower high. As you can see, it's kind of moving like that because that's what the markets do. So you would just hold the trade, you could close off here, you know, with 6 pips profit, because once it reclines, you could close this trade and believe, oh, maybe, you know, it's doing something. But then if you hold it, you know, you could have made, you know, a lot more money, you know, by just scalping and holding it, and look, it just carries on. And then once this happens, as you can see, once this happens, then you just kind of close off. As you can see, once you see something like this, like a nice bullish engulfing candle over here, you know that the bulls are hitting in the market now. So I believe, you know, profiting 6 pips over here generally would have been possible, you know, because you wouldn't know whether it would be a nice trade by holding it, you know, towards the downside. You wouldn't know this is happening, you know. I'm just being realistic. Probably you saw this bearish engulfing candle, you would think, okay, it's nice. If I saw this bearish engulfing candle, I would know that the sellers are in the market. We would wait. I would probably wait towards this area. So 22 pips is possible. Since you see this bearish engulfing candle, it confirms there's a lot of sell pressure, I mean, over here, and there's a lot of sellers in this area just selling. And what does this mean? We just need to hold it, right? So we're holding it. And once I see this bearish candle and then a bullish engulfing candle, it's pretty much a close. You close off with some profit, and it's a nice scalp, and that's how you would do it. And you carry on doing this. This combination continues. We can go into the hourly yet again, you know, maybe play some candles and look, another consolidation. We can see clearly it's another consolidation, right? It's another area consolidation. So what do? We can enter the same thing over here. Look, even if it's like that, we know it's a consolidation. It's playing about in these two areas. Once it breaks, it makes sense to, you know, short the trade, you know, or sell it, whichever way it's easier for you to understand. So if we sold it on the second, there we go, we can see everything more clearly on the 5 minute. As you can see, it's a consolidation, right? We wait for half of it on the 1 hourly time frame. As I said, we wait for half of it in the 1 hourly time frame, right? What I showed you, no, half. So we wait for half time on the hourly. Once we see something like this, let me just show you with a replay. There we go. Once we see something like this, an area, you know, like that, it's kind of fluctuating in this area. It's pretty much a confirmation that once it breaks this blue rectangle, it's a nice short trade, or, you know, a bullish trade, whatever, you know, whichever direction. But we're following the trend currently. It makes sense to follow the trend. You don't want to trade against it. But anyway, we see something like this. We know on the 5 minute time frame is going to be something in regards to this. That's what we are seeing. And then we're waiting. We are waiting. As you can see, candles are moving. When do we enter? We don't enter. Look, it's not moving outside the candle. Look, it's good. And then eventually it starts breaking. Once it breaks, as you can see, this is a nice break, by the way, beautiful break on the 5 minute time frame. As we can see, it's an area of consolidation here, very clear area of consolidation. This is a nice lower low with a bearish engulfing candle, a nice push towards the downside. This is where ideally we would enter our trade short. After this candle, you know, we could wait for a pullback, so let's just see whether there's going to be a pullback. This is where you could have entered on this green candle. You know, if it's like a break, you wait for a pullback, because as mentioned, after a push towards the downside, there's going to be an exhaustion to the upside before continuing down. That's what happens usually, I would say 80% of the time. So this is what's happened in here. Obviously a push, exhaustion, and pushing again towards the downside. And this is where you would hold your scalp. And, you know, look at this, 28 pips, you know, 30 pips. This, you know, you could make, you know, 10 pips, 20 pips, however much you're willing to risk, you could have made money, you know. And Euro USD is pretty good trade, so this is how you would scalp. This is how I would scalp on Euro USD. Scalping is all patience game. It just takes time to learn it, you know. You need to learn some patience. Once you are patient enough in the forex markets, you will be able to make money. I can guarantee it. You know, I've been trading forex for over 7 years. 3 of these years, 3 of my first years were not profitable at all, but now 4 years later I am profitable. I've been consistently profitable for the past 4 years, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, if you'd like to join my VIP trading signals group, you're more than welcome to. All the links are down in the description below, and hope you enjoy these videos, guys. I make them for free, so make sure to smash like and comment down below topics you would like to see next. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful evening and goodbye.
Ain't about money, it's about being loyal. Cause when I had nothing, they stayed on my soil. The grass might be greener on the other side, but not for the ones who left me out to dry. I can forget, but I never forget. Money is power, but care about respect. If you've been focused on credit or debit, then I'ma pay you a reality check. Some of the richest be feeling depressed. Material shit don't compare to the rest. I move around with my real ones.